touchy, isn't he? Not touchy-feely. Actually, no, he is sometimes. He likes to grab and bite me in, if you know what I mean. No, he's very thin-skinned. He don't like it when his old poll numbers, they take an old dive. He doesn't like it when the Canadian Prime Minister pretty much cuts off Donald Trump in his prime while he's telling the world how great he is and how fantastic his immigration policy is, although people have been kidnapped. They've been dragged off the street and just taken by people who do not declare who they are without a warrant or anything, in fact, that would make you feel a little bit better. Now, maybe I'm being nabbed by somebody who isn't even nice. Now, there's been reports that women are a little bit wary, and there are some copycat ice. Copycat ice, yeah. They must be using an ice maker or something. Anyway, copycat ice abducting women who aren't even ice. That's a bit concerning. Now, wouldn't that maybe enforce the idea that maybe ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers, should identify who they are? Maybe they shouldn't be wearing a mask. Now, I believe it's in California, they're basically saying that, they're going to make it a misdemeanor for ICE not to expose themselves. Not like that, no, don't get saucy. No. They need to show their faces, but they won't. They'll ignore it, that they will. At the end of the day, they just get away with bloody murder. We don't know if they are actually or not, do we? These people are ending up in these detention centres, and senators aren't being allowed in as they should be. No. That's what happens in the United States now. Welcome to Donald Trump's America. The so-called free world. Well, it's not really a free world anymore. They've kind of excluded themselves from that now. Now, should we trust the United States with Article 5 as a part of NATO? Well, I don't think so. I don't think we can trust them at all. Not now. Not with Donald Trump at the helm. No. Let's bring it down a bit, shall we? Anyway, hello there in the chat. Hey, Jack Black. How many times have I heard that? There's a Minecraft, Jack Black. Minecraft, okay. Hello there. Hello there. Waves from Canada. Hello in Canada. Love you guys, that I do. Have a lot of respect for how you've been handling Donald Trump. And how Mark Carney's been handling Donald Trump, and the expressions on his face speak a million words. It's just, every time he has to listen to Donald Trump speak, he has to hold his calm and be a statesman. Any normal situation, you'd want to shoot him down in flames, wouldn't you? Especially after what you said about Justin Trudeau and what have you. This was just a load of rubbish regarding the G7, it was the G8, and Vladimir Putin, what have you. It's just madness. But these tariffs are having quite a negative effect on Canada, unfortunately. Me cafe. I've got to have me cafe. Keep me awake. It does. Yes. The only thing is, I have that, and all of a sudden I'll just go, I'll be up there, and then I'll be down there. And then up there again, and down there again. Oh dear. Oh well, never mind. C'est la vie. That is. Well, I was on after my live stream earlier, I was following this guy on our live stream, and he was talking about the tariffs, right? Actually, I brought it up. He's only a small live streamer, and he's also, he's quite a bit about cars and that as well, so he's quite interesting in some ways. But he was going on about the tariffs and how all the other countries pay the tax. What the fuck? Other countries, businesses, companies, they pay the tariffs. He's going, oh, God's sake, no, it's not how it works. They don't pay the tariffs, you pay the tariffs. And I said, the citizens and consumers pay the tariffs. Well, actually, I said the consumers pay the tariffs. People buying stuff pay the tariffs because it gets passed on to them, obviously. And he's gone on. Well, no, yes, they should be paying the tariffs, but the citizens don't pay the tariffs. What the fuck? Well, they're the same thing. They might purchase different consumers, and the citizens might purchase things different. But at the end of the day, if you're a citizen, you're buying something, aren't you? And some of that stuff is imported, so you become the consumer. The man was just dancing around on the head of a pin, he was. And I carried on trolling him. That I did. I recorded them as well, actually. As you do. A bit of screen recording was going on. And it was just, God, it was actually painful. I got bored in the end, and I thought, I'm going to go somewhere else. In fact, I went to sleep. Because he just bored me that much. I did literally go to sleep. I had my CS, so I did, yes. I'm here in France. You've got to have your CS, haven't you? And it's blooming hot at the moment. Been 36 to 38 today. Really hot. And that's why I'm in here. I was to be outside in the sun. But no, it's too hot. You'd melt. And I don't want to melt. No, you'll go drippy and sweat be pouring off my face. No one wants to see that, do they? So I came in my little room, my little shop here. Well, I don't know what you call it, actually. It's kind of a little studio area, I suppose. Oh, I don't know. It's a space, anyway. So, this guy here he is. What's his name? John Avanti BK, his name was. It was only about 28p watching, so he's only a small YouTuber. Yeah, fair dues to the guy, you know, actually doing it. But I was there trolling. You know how it goes. Let's see what he says. Somebody said he's a... oh, there I go. I carry on trolling. That's me. I told him his glasses are made in China.
Why didn't companies leave America? All the businesses left and went to China. Why? Because China probably lobbied the government to put these ridiculous regulations on companies here, and they all left.
What a conspiracy theory that is. What lot of rabbits is he on? These people just make up stuff to give a lot. See, he reckons...
Because people pay more for Nike. That's all it is. They're New Balance. New Balance is like not Nike. People pay more for Saucony. People pay...
These people just don't have a clue, do they? They really don't have a clue. And they vote. Surely there has to be a certain level of factual-based knowledge before you're allowed to vote. No? No, there isn't, is there? Unfortunately. But there should most definitely be. Next Monday here in Ottawa, they're forecasting the temperature to be 47 degrees. Oh, crikey. With the humidex. The humidex. Oh, crikey. Hello there, Billy. I hope you're well, my friend. Oh, these people are crazy. You're not. No, because you're here. Of course you're not. Helping America with Iran in the hope of them helping Ukraine is an unrealistic hope. You aren't wrong. Totally unrealistic. Just like Keir Starmer said, oh, here you are, Donny. You can have not one, but two visits to the UK. Oh dear, to meet the king. Never happened before, it's unprecedented, he says. Thinking that he might go light on Ukraine. And nope, Donald Trump was completing that ass in the White House to Volodymyr Zelensky. Oh, that's entrapment, wasn't it? And Donald Trump was even saying that, we could have the Iranian in the White House to make a deal or whatever. He says all this stuff, it's all bollocks, isn't it? Let's be honest. He's just full of it. So I thought to myself, I'll go on to Truth Social, where truth is not a thing. So I got on, there he is on his Truth Social. Ain't he lovely? Oh, look at that, yeah. He says he's got a 56% approval rate. No, he ain't. Even Fox News said he's got about 46% or 46% approval rating, and Donald Trump, oh crikey, He's let blast, he has. And then he's finding all these random approval ratings. This one, 56%. Rasmussen reports, never heard of it before, but anyway. And then he's gone on about his 95% approval rating with the Republicans. Where the rest of the crazies are. And now he's going on about your tips, your tax on your tips and stuff like that, yeah. What? Oh, 54%. Oh, he said he's got a 54% approval rating there. He's really, really touchy, isn't he? He's got a very thin skin. Yes, he doesn't like it when people say he's not very, how to put it, light. Because he isn't. No. Border crackdown. Illegal migrants released into the United States. Apparently, Biden was actually quite brutal in some ways regarding immigration. So 62,000 under Biden. The thing is, they were trying to get blooming things through the Senate, but all got blocked, didn't it? Kamala Harris was trying to, but Donald Trump said, don't let it through, don't let it through. So they get the funding for more border control. But the way these are going about it, it's just illegal. He's just extended again the TikTok deadline. So it's going to be drag at heels down there. I suppose ByteDance must be happy. But that's that can's been kicked down the road again. Oh, what have I missed? I've missed a super chat. What have I missed? There we go. Hello, Truzpa. Oh, thank you very much, my buddy. Thank you. There you got a super chat. There we come. Yump got Canadianed by Carney, didn't he just? Blimey. I didn't even notice how punked he was. It's not just Carney, though, is it? It's whites as well. The German Chancellor. He pretty much put Trump in his place regarding the thing about Putin and the... But, yeah, we don't allow tyrants, basically. That's basically what he was saying. In the G7, that's why he got kicked out. It wasn't even blooming Justin Trudeau anyway. I just... Oh, dear me. I don't pity... I don't envy Mark Carney. I think he's got one hell of a job on his hands. One hell of a job to try and sort this mess out. Because it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be hard for the Canadians. I was reading through the comments on my videos, and I do read the comments. You probably already know, but I do read the comments. I can't always reply, but I do read them. And I learn by them, so you're educating me, so I do appreciate that. I'm a British citizen living in France, so I'm not an American citizen, I'm not a Canadian citizen, and I've had a lot to learn about US and Canadian politics. A hell of a lot to learn. I have found it interesting, and from what I've learned so far, I have a hell of a lot of respect now for Canada. I've also got a lot of respect for those who have protested in the United States. The No Kings protests were amazing. That's 12.5 million people, apparently, across the United States. Peaceful protests. Don't know how they kept their calm. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to. I'd be a right old sod me. I'll tell you, crikey. Not violent, but I'd be doing some shit. I really would. I'm a vindictive bastard, me. I'm not the sort of person to get on the wrong side of, because I can get nasty, but not in your face, if you know what I mean. I'm quite a peaceful guy, really. I'm like a peaceful, how to put it, antagonist. I don't know. What? I go in stealth. Yeah, I like doing things in stealth. So anyway, yeah, TikTok has been kicked down the road, and that is complaining about the federal bank governor as well because of the interest rates. So he's not very happy about that. He says, what was he say? Here we go. Oh, it's dumbest. He is truly one of the dumbest, he says. This is Donald Trump's. This is just stuff that comes out of his mouth. Oh, I do find it fascinating that people actually are drawn into him and they believe him. Because for me, it's just so ridiculous. And everything he says is just tantamount madness. But these people, the MAGA, they hang on his every word. But they do make excuses for him. Even when he does things that are obviously stupid. And they obviously don't really agree with him, but they'll make excuses for him to justify his madness, you could say. When are these people going to wake up? Now, I would hope, even though after all the things they say about MAGA and look how bloody stupid they are, stupid is as stupid does. After all that, I do hope they come back into the fold of common sense, if they ever were there. But I don't think they ever were, to be honest. I don't know if no. Now, some people say it's down to the education in the United States. Maybe it is. But you are often you're moulded by who you surround yourself with, your opinions and your friend groups and schooling. It's not just the actual education side of it, is it? It could also be the people that you're going to school with, who influence you. It just makes me wonder what these people are actually like. Now, some of these people are not stupid, like this gentleman I showed you a minute ago who has got a live stream. He's not stupid in the sense. Clearly, he knows his stuff about cars and stuff like that, and engines and how they, and all the different CVTs and different gearboxes and stuff. He knows his stuff. But these people should not be voting in politics. I know it's called democracy, your democratic right to vote and all that, But still, sometimes I just think, like for instance, the Brexit. It was so obvious it was going to damage the United Kingdom. And it has. Crippled the country, really, in many ways. But they'll have none of it, will they? They'll just hang on to... Well, it's like our version of Trump. We've got Nigel Farage in the United Kingdom. It's another just grifter. These people are just grifters. Now, Donald Trump himself is flirted about from one party to the next. One minute he's Democrat, and the next minute... Well, he realised he's going to get nowhere, so he decided he's going to be where the stupid people are. He'd be a Republican. And now he's been voted in twice. I just... beggars believe... Oh, who do I see there? Is it... Oh, it's Marx's biggest fan is in the house. Hello, my friend. You're in a grumpy old git. That's me. Ask the missus, she knows. You're a grumpy old git, says Marcus's biggest fan. Oh, but we still love you. Am I a grumpy old git? Or I tell you what I am. I get very worried about stuff. I'm actually quite a nervous person. But I'm very... The other night I couldn't sleep. I was telling you in the previous stream, and I just couldn't. I was struggling. A video, sorry, and I was struggling to sleep because I was worrying about shit. I was worrying about Iran. I was worrying that people could be drawn into something that they want no part of. Like the Iranian people that are just ordinary folk just trying to get by in life. Yeah, there's a regime there, and yes, I would argue that needs a regime change. But these ordinary people, yet again. Just like in Gaza, ordinary people just trying to get by. Like in Ukraine, ordinary people just trying to get by, get murdered by another regime. Whether it be the Trump regime or Israel. Can you imagine it? Losing a child. Because some madman bombed them. Part and block where maybe you're out to work or you're just trying to get some water or something because you've got no water, and they come back and your home has been completely obliterated and they are scavenging through rocks looking for your children. I know it's a bit of a bleak thing to talk about, but crikey, I just can't imagine it. I don't think we realise how blessed we are in many ways. Even in the United States, if you're not brown skinned, if you know what I mean. it does worry. I'm a bit of a worrier. I can't help it. This is who I am. Take it off my mother for that, I think. Thanks, Mark's biggest fan. Much appreciated, my friend. I got a fan. I stand with God. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm not a religious person. I'm not. I don't think you need to follow some kind of spiritual being and stuff like that to do the right thing or be a decent person. You don't need to. In fact, a lot of the evangelicals and all that are actually the ones causing a lot of the problems in the world, you know. How many wars have been fought over God of one type or another, you know, one being or another? I just wish it wasn't the case. It does worry me, that it does. But, you know, if it gives you some peace and solace, that's fine, isn't it? You know, if religion's your thing, I ain't got a problem with that. You do what you want, you do. It's up to you. I'm not going to criticise you for that. In fact, my daughter's very religious, and my son-in-law and my grandchildren are very religious, and what have you. I don't, you know, it's not my thing. But, you know, they do get involved with a lot of good stuff. They do a lot of charity work and what have you, and they help a lot of people. So, you know, if some good can come from it, I haven't got a problem with that. But there again, you haven't got to be following a religion to do this stuff, have you? You know? Part of the reason why they do a lot of charity work is because of their religion and their church, they all meet up there, and that becomes like, it's a community thing as well. It's not just the religion, it's a community. And as African Christians, because my son-in-law's Nigerian, you see, and they come, there's other people who have come to the United Kingdom who are also, you know, very, very Christian. But that's not my thing. Not for me. Not at all. We need AllShorts to react to the Ted Cruz versus Tucker. Oh my God, Carlson debate. My giddy aunt. I have uploaded about 4 videos on that. I don't know if you got them in your feed or not. You probably not, but I have. It was unbelievable. There's 2 parts of that really got me. One was the Ted Cruz on religion, Israel. When he's going on about if you don't believe in Israel, you basically go to hell. You know, for that one, giddy aunt. Oh, it's in the Bible, and oh, so what? That's part of Genesis or something. And it's just, I just found it just ridiculous. I just found that ridiculous. Yet again, they're saying, you know, you got to bomb Israel to defend it. Oh, not bomb Israel, bomb Iran to defend it. When they weren't, that Iran hadn't actually, that Iran every time has retaliated to Israel. So Israel are the instigators. They're the aggressor. You know, I'm not talking about Gaza and Hamas and stuff like that, but you know, we got. Well, last time Iran shot their missiles over to Israel, which Israel did manage to defend themselves very effectively. It was wasn't it because of the exploding phones and stuff? Which was, I have to give Israel its due. Just like Ukraine with its spiderweb drone attack on the Russian bombers, it was clever. Difference being is, though, Ukraine attacks, you know, will bomb facilities, whereas people like Netanyahu will bomb people, will kill people, which makes it a genocide. And same with Putin, he bombs people. These people are sick in the head, they really are. But okay, oh, and the other Tucker Carlson, where, oh my God, where Tucker Carlson, he was actually being a journalist for a change, and he's basically asking Ted Cruz about, first I asked him how many people are, what's the population of Israel, of Iran, sorry, and asked about the population of Iran and what's its demographics and stuff like that. And Ted Cruz didn't have a bloody clue. Didn't have a clue. Then Ted Cruz tripped up. He slipped up. He said that we are, as in the United States, is bombing Iran. And then he kind of like backtracked. So no, we're supporting Israel bombing Iran. It was a total crash for Ted Cruz. And there's other elements to this interview as well. It was... Maybe I need to do a video, actually. I'll play that and I'll give you my point of view. I might do that, actually. It's quite a good idea for a video, I think. But it's... But I have to admit, I had a lot of respect for Tucker Carlson. It's about the only time I did. Because it did make me tickle. But also scared the flipping kajibas at me at the same time. These people are just fools. Absolute fools. And isn't Ted Cruz? Is he the one, or is it Ron DeSantis? He's the one who put the saw blades on the boys, the buoys, on the, and so the people, so the immigrants couldn't come via water. They put saw blades on them. That's sick in the head as that. Get cut to pieces. They're not retainer, but they're just like blades around these floating buoys. That's just sick. Absolutely sick. Mark's the biggest fan says, church is a place to congregate, sing a song, and compare clothes. Compare clothes? I have to admit, if it was, oh crikey, what do they call it now? Oh, give them a head a minute. Like, like a black church with lots of singing and all that. I'd actually love that. I love all that community kind of, get together and that I do love. But it's the religion side of things. It doesn't ring true to me. It just doesn't ring true to me. It's just, I'm a practical. I stick bits of wood together. I'm a woodworker, right? And I just stick bits of wood together and they have to fit. And for me, religion doesn't seem to fit. And the idea that the earth is flat as well, that's a bit of a crazy for me as well. There's some strange people in the world, isn't there? There really is. Hello, Crystal. Hello, I hope you're well. Hey all, sorry, I'm 18. Well, so, that's all right. Nothing wrong being 18. I have to admit, some of our friends who are relatively young, they're some of the brightest sparks out there. They put us old ones to shame. They really do. They know what's going on. Not all, obviously, but, Black Jack. Oh, Jack Black. Oh, how many times have I heard that? You should see me when I had my big beard. Governor Abbott did a lot of that cruel, nefarious stuff. Oh, did he? I just understand. That's the thing. Where's the compassion in people? What? It's like you're not treating human beings as human beings. It's like they're just a thing. Just they're just there. Where's the humanity in all this? Is there any humanity left in the United States? I know there is. I mean, if you know what I mean, especially amongst the MAGA and those sort of people. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any humanity, and that shocks me. It really shocks me. You could say some of this is down to the so-called woke and what have you. At the end of the day, what is woke? It just means you're aware of other people, really. Society, social needs and social awareness. That's going to be the fact that you look after your children. You're supposed to look after your children. You're supposed to care about your family and people and your neighbours. And that's considered as woke. That makes no logical sense to me. That makes no sense at all. We should all be woke. And we should all be proud of being woke, that we care about people. But no, these people don't give a damn about anyone. It's like, oh, woke this and woke. It's been weaponised. People aren't bright enough to understand that. It was a black term originally, and the ghettos know, It's a black term. Social awareness. Ethnic awareness. Race and creed and all that. And it's just been weaponised. They've turned it into something that's racist and hateful, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's just been used. How's the immigration problem in Europe? Well, considering I am the immigration problem, I'm an immigrant, okay? I'm a British citizen living in France, and most of the immigration problem in France, for instance, is in Calais, where they're trying to get to the United Kingdom. Now, most people who come across France and go to the immigration centres, they are quite often offered to be put in, into the process. But I'll tell you now that the French gendarmes, the police here, can be brutal as well. Don't get me wrong, they're not going to stick you in some prison somewhere in the gulag and overseas. That's not what's happening. But if, for instance, there's a camp somewhere, they'll destroy the camp, and that is cruel. But it's some of it's down to they don't want the congregation. Like, for instance, they've got a lot of problems in Calais where they're all trying to get across because it's toughened up a lot over there now. You see, it's hard. Whereas we used to get a lot of people coming over, clinging onto the bottoms of trucks and stuff. That ain't happening so much now. Hello, El Aubrey. Hope you're well. But there's immigration problems everywhere. If you see it as a problem, if you need the people, where's the problem? Is it just become a racist thing? Because I think it has in the United States. It's just become a racist thing. Which is a crying shame. At the end of the day, let's be honest. The United States is made up of all race and creed. Anyway, walk as far as you can. And you can claim your land or something stupid like that. I don't know how it went. Do it prospecting or whatever. Get your tin trays out. Oh dear. Do a bit of panning. I like gold. I do gold. Yes. What is it with Donald Trump? Everything could be gold, He sprayed the entire White House gold. All the chairs now, they're all gold. He's got a gold hard hat I saw him wearing the other day. Yesterday with his poles, flag poles. What the heck is that all about? Oh, his giant flag poles with his giant flags on it. Oh my God. Oh, it looks so sad. Oh, I'd just love to see someone maybe fly upside down or something. And then you got gold baseball boots and gold toilets, gold elevators. Oh my giddy aunt. It's just all gilt spray, it's not even gold. It's just gilt. I have sympathy for all innocents caught up in dictatorships. I have. Which definitely. You can argue what's going on in Iran. The way the women are being treated over there is despicable, and not just by the regime, by a lot of the men, effectively. Not all. There's no equal respect, is there? Treat everyone as equals. And that's where I'd like to see. I'd love to see the worm turn. That I would, yes. I would love to see, instead of the supreme leader that they got now, that Donald Trump says to me, "No, where we are, we might kill you, but we might not." If you know what I mean, that's kind of what he basically said. But it's just, I'd like to see regime change by the people in Iran. That's really who should be doing it, isn't it? They should have a coup d'etat or something. But the women stand up, all right? I want the women to take over the country. So there'll be regime change, and then the men can wear, I don't know, headscarves or hijabs or stuff. Make them all wear black bins or something. I don't know, with two little holes in them. Just, oh, crikey. What was that? Two Ronnies. The worm turned. Yeah, that was funny. I think it was two Ronnies. Was it? It was two Ronnies? Yeah, it was. Anyways, the UK comedy, sitcom type thing. Hello, Stephen McGowan. Hope you well. I can't when people don't do anything and just say no politics. I've had that with family members in the past. They just don't want to talk about it at all. I have to admit, because I talk about it a lot, I can get boring. with people. I mean, not everybody can engage with it, and some of it's because they're not following it as much as somebody like themselves or you guys and gals, and I can bore people, especially family members. And you could argue, well, then they've just got a head in the sand. But people's lives are busy, aren't they? Already, people are struggling to make ends meet. They're working 2 jobs, or I've said this before. I don't believe a family. If you've got a couple of kids and what have you, what I believe is that, or should be able to happen, and it used to be the case where one person, or you shared the load between 2. One person's income, effectively, 35, 40 hours a week should be enough to run your family. Should be able to keep your roof over your head, feed your kids and stuff like that. But it's not necessarily because the wages are too low, although they are. It's because everything just costs way too much. What did I see today? In the United Kingdom, it was what was it again? About the amount of houses that are in the £1 million mark now. In the United Kingdom, house price growth has been so excessive for so long, and it's been artificially, I've said it so many times before actually, artificially propped up with interest rates in the UK being so low. They're not now, but they were, and it just made borrowing too cheap, and it just sucked the market, even for people who are buying buy to rent, second properties or holiday homes, and they're getting these mortgages, and it's just killed the housing market. Just basically the prices just went through the roof. 15% house price inflation every year. That is not sustainable. It's not sustainable, and obviously our youngsters can't afford to buy houses. Now, it ain't just happening in the UK. It's happening everywhere. It's happened in Canada. I'm hoping Mark Carney does something about it. He says he's going to. And it's also happening in the United States. But you see, the people with the money, they want to hold the values of the properties up. Also, construction firms also want to keep prices high so they can make more money, So they don't want to flood the market with lots of properties and effectively then bring the value of property down. And obviously people who have got mortgages don't necessarily want to do that either, because they end up being a negative equity, which then destroys their own borrowing power because they've got negative equity. I just wish things were different, and that we had leaders that didn't think like that, and people were less selfish and were encouraged to build more properties. Instead of just maintaining a house price value, let's build enough houses to bring the prices down like they did in the 1930s, Went through right into the 50s and 60s in the UK and in the United States. When they started that program, what did they do? They took the money from the rich. The rich basically paid for massive house building programs. People had to be housed. But there wasn't a massive outcry by the rich, really, not back in the 1930s, because they could see what was happening themselves. It's a spiral, and it'll soon be destroying their bottom line as well. They knew that if you don't look after the people, they ain't going to make you rich, are they? It's like I say, regarding the healthcare, and the United States healthcare is a disgrace. How any country can have a system that requires you to pay massive amounts, huge amounts of money just to have basic coverage is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Everybody should be entitled to a level of health care, not just to make them healthy or just to keep them alive, but so they've got peace of mind. They ain't got to worry about it. You can't have an effective economy without a healthy population. It just won't work. You end up with more sick people than you do people in work. And I wonder you're having to get people from abroad, because we've got a massive shortage of people now in the United States, especially in the farms, what have you, where they've been rounded up by the Donald Trump's militia. Crazy. Exactly. If you need the people, which the US does, why is it a problem regarding? You talk about immigration, of course. Well, it's not a problem. It's about race. It's about racism. It's about the whole load of people think it is a problem. There's a whole lot of people think, their jobs they're taking our jobs, they're pushing down the wages and stuff like that. No. The House is doing that. They won't. You haven't had, for instance, a minimum wage increase for the last 15 odd years. What is your minimum wage? Around $7, $7.15 or 20 or something like that, an hour? A minimum wage should be a wage that you can actually live on without any subsidy from a government. We've got the same problem in the United Kingdom. Well, not the same problem. In fact, it does increase every year. And the same in France. It increases every year. And it needs to. But there still isn't enough. The minimum wage is not enough. I didn't used to like the minimum wage. I used to think, hang on, that's no. But then when you see the abuse by some companies who take advantage of it, and look what's going on in the United States. Of course, they're going to take advantage of immigration, paying people $5 to $6 an hour, or sometimes less. Sometimes more. Sometimes piecework. Whether people coming over the border and that. It's just. Of course, they're going to do it. Because it's more than what they can earn at home. And often they use that money to help look after their families. That's quite often what happens in the UK. That is a little bit of a problem when the money's sent abroad, because then it becomes a drain on the country. But to be fair, a lot of that money gets also spent in the country, and it's not a huge amount anyway. Oh, I've gone too far down. Oh, it's 7:25 now. Oh, thanks for that. I thought it was something like that. Remember, I'm a Brit living in France. So in fact, I was fairly close. Oh dear. Oh, in Canada. Have they tried leeches? For what? What's stuck in the blood? They use leeches and stuff when sort of regrow nerves and stuff. Do you know that? It's bizarre. Every Erdinger did Even Erdinger did a video a couple of days back, and his American friend paid $51,000 to have a baby. Who can do that? They might turn out to be a right little bastard. Might be a right little Dave. Might turn out like Donald Trump. You think, right, that was a waste of bloody money. My God, 51 grand. You see, in the UK or in France, you have a baby, what have you, they pay you. Oh, dear. There's a lot of incentives in France to have children, but also there's a lot of help. For a start, it doesn't cost you $51,000 to have a baby, or euros. No. You can, go in there, you get cared for. My daughter had my little Grace. My little grandchild Grace was born in France, and the care was brilliant. And because she was a little half-caste baby, it was quite funny. The French nurses, the midwives, they grabbed hold of her, but they took her out of the hospital, showing it to everybody. She's cutie, that she was. But yeah, well, yeah, I love my little Grace. She's such a bright kid and all. But yeah, it's different. It's just different, but it works here, Now, the system in France, it's not completely free. At the end of the day, nothing's free, let's be honest. Somebody has to pay. It comes out of your taxation. And for me, living here in France, I work in France, okay? So I pay my taxes and stuff like that, as you do, or as you should do. And the state pays 2/3 of the healthcare, and we have to pay the other third. And that comes in the form of a mutual insurance policy. You think, not insurance, good. If you think about what goes on in the United States, it doesn't work like that. It's controlled by the government, and it's set at limits. So you don't get ripped off, and also you get pretty much cover for everything. There doesn't, so you can't. You'll never care. Well, we're not paying any more money. That's a waste of money. No, you get the care, and also it's very much about prevention here in France. Now we have had loads of. I've had loads of scans, tests, poo test. Eat the old scratch and sniff. Anyway, loads of different tests and what have you. Because they're into prevention, cancer and what have you. So they're very much into prevention, which seems to make a lot dance like more sense here. Now, a friend of ours, he has passed away now, but this was several years ago when we first came here. He was diagnosed. He didn't know, but he was diagnosed with I think it's throat cancer, and he went through the treatments and what have you, and he survived another. I know it was before we came here actually. But yeah, it was before. He lasted another 15 years. He died in his 80s. So I think he did pretty well. And it wasn't even the cancer that got him anyway. He just passed away basically. I think it was a heart attack. So it's just different. It's different. But you've got a good healthcare, but it's not. Not everyone's got access. In the United States, everyone's got access. Like for instance, our prescriptions are free. It's all part of our system. I've got fibromyalgia, right? So I have a lot of painkillers. I've taken duloxetine. I've got naproxen. There's loads of stuff I have to take. I don't always take everything, but there's loads of stuff I have to take. It's all free. I don't have to pay for it. I've also got asthma. Seasonal sort of asthma, and it's I have inhalers for that. I don't have to pay for that. Scans, you name it. It's all included within our healthcare. And the little mutual insurance me and my dear wife, we paid together. It's tiny. It's not very much money. It's no more than like 20 quid a week. About 25 a week is what it is. So it's really cheap. I've only got basic cover, and it covers dentist, it covers everything. That's why I'm the peak of personal perfection. Okay, even I can't pull that off. So yeah, 51,000 to have a baby, that's nuts. Women here get up to 3 years maternity. Yeah, you got maternity care. So I don't think it's as good as that here. Definitely 3 years, that's a long while. I don't know how businesses can cope with that. Maternity leave plus a child. A child. This is in. Oh my god! I forgot though. Oh crikey! Steve, go. Where are you again? I forgot. Oh my god! And 15 years old. They also there's a fund. There's also a fund children get when they turn 16, which is something around €8,000. See, that's amazing. Now, where I'm from in Norfolk, in the UK, there was a little village near me called South Walsham, and they had a little fund, and it was all run by the local council. And there's a fund that used to go to, there was a legacy, it was, to kids when they turned 18. The idea was that they were given a certain amount of money so they could buy their tools for college. This dates back like hundreds of years. It's been going on ever since. So it's pretty cool. I get around $600 a month in Canada until the age of 17. See, so they care, they look after you in Canada, and they do in France. The UK ain't bad. At least you got help. You got the NHS. There aren't no additional payments to be made, or free at the point of use. And I think all healthcare should be like that. Like I was saying to you, you got to have, your population's got to be healthy. All right? If you've got a healthy population, for a start, COVID wouldn't have done so well, would it? If everybody was, say, for instance, not fat like me, we might have had less cases that got spread about, and now I used to be quite healthy. I say healthy, I didn't used to be fat. I used to be pretty tough, all right? And I used to do a lot of work. My work, I used to do a lot of ground work and that as well. You can't help but build a bit of muscle, can you? Doing that kind of work. And I was always on the tools. Carpenter and joiner. I got trained as a bricklayer as well, house builder. Well, it's MVQ3 I've done as bricklaying, but included drainage and scaffolding and all that sort of stuff. I've also got my sitting gills regarding woodworking, but really I've learnt more from my father, really, to be honest. And he was a master craftsman, an amazing man in that sense, although he was a Brexiter. I think he got Brexit and he passed away about 3 months later from cancer, so that was yeah. He didn't get to witness the utter failure that it is. And it's just it's just this level of cognitive dissonance, and people can't see or work out for themselves or deduce what is good for what is good for them and their families. And how they get sucked into people like Donald Trump, like Nigel Farage, like all the ilk, Boris Johnson. A woman got interviewed by David Dingleby, and she liked his hair. Or, he's one of the people, and regarding Boris Johnson, and it's the man was he was a clever sod, but for the wrong reasons. He wasn't a good person. He still isn't. Luckily, he got the 27 letters or 57 letters. I can't remember what it is now. He got kicked out anyway. Now I've just got hope that for Canada that they're going to be able to pull through, because it is a big worry. And if you think like how integrated Canada is with the United States, with its economy, this is going to be difficult. And like I said, I don't envy Mark Carney at all. I really don't envy him, because he's got one hell of a job on this, and convincing people that he's making the best of a bad job, basically doing the best that he can for you. That is not going to be easier. That is going to be a very difficult task. And you could argue that's kind of the problem, that Keir Starmer, he's not the right person. Keir Starmer isn't, in the UK. But he has been handed one hell of a plate of shit. He's obviously got the war in Ukraine, he got the COVID and the Brexit. All this stuff has really hit the economy of the United Kingdom very negatively. And how the people have drifted towards the Reform Party, which isn't even a political party. It's literally just a company of two entities, not one, two entities, which is a bit dodgy. But that's Nigel Farage for you. He's very dodgy. I believe in Mark Carney 199%, and I think he's your best bet. He's the right man. He's definitely the right man. He knows economics like the back of his hand. He's like Andy Haldane, who was also in the Bank of England as well at the same time. He's another sharp cookie. He's somebody else who could be a very good Prime Minister. Yeah, for the United Kingdom, for instance. He's a very sharp economist. And you need somebody who has got a strong economic background, I think, so they don't make stupid judgments or mistakes. I just see my cat. Hello, Riley. Hello, boy. Hello. He's a bit blind. I'm not going to pick him up because he'll bite me. He does that for some reason. Come up. Do you want to say hello? Come on. Up you come. What have we got in here? All right. What's that? Oh, yeah. Do you want that, dear? Come on. Yay! Now, do you want that? Let's break it out so I get him into the frame. Oh, yes, he's going to come right up here. Oh, no, he's come down again. Yeah, righty. Oh, no, he's heard something. He's run off. I was about to give him a treat as well. He's a bit blind, though, something. Now, I'm very happy with Carney here, and good. He should be. I'm just hoping he can pull it off. I really do. Now, God, Donald Trump is going on about Fox News and how terrible the polls were from Fox News. Where is it now? I'll find it in a minute. He really had a real beef about it. He said their anchors are good. Obviously, if you're referring to Pete Hegseth, I suppose. There I come. gone on about the Biden administration. God, he's always doing that. Biden. Not that one. I've just got to find this for you. Oh, here we go. Show more. The crooked Fox News polls got the election wrong, apparently. I won by much more than they said. And I would and have been biased, and they've been biased against me for years. Fox News have been biased to Donald Trump. Really? They're always wrong and negative. It's why MAGA hates Fox News. Even though their anchors are great. The MAGA doesn't hate Fox News. They keep... Anyway. They said they keep using it to change the incompetent polling company that does their work. Now, a new Fox News poll comes out this morning, giving me a little more than 50% at the border. And yet the border is miraculously perfect. Nobody was able to come in the last month. 60,000 people came in the Sleepy Joe. Can you call him Sleepy Joe? I don't know about you, but all I seem to see, whenever I see Donald Trump sitting there, such as at the parade, he's the Sleepy Joe. He's the one who's always bloody asleep. Nobody was able to come last month, he says. Okay. I hate fake pollsters. And one of the worst they are. But Fox will never change their discredited pollster. Oh, for God's sake. This man is so thin-skinned. He's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic he is. He's also going on. Wall Street Journal has no idea what my thoughts are concerning Iran. He also criticised Emmanuel Macron, because Emmanuel Macron said he had to go in a hurry because he needs to peace talks or something. And he said, no, I don't know peace talks. He doesn't know. Emmanuel Macron doesn't know anything or some stupid crap like that he's going on about. Yeah, the man's lunatic, absolute lunatic. And now he's criticising the federal bank. TikTok has been extended, like I said earlier. He's just nuts. Some of the polls against Donald Trump are like 35 to 36. He's in the negatives. You know? Even the Fox News one was like 45% approval rating. That's Fox News. Everyone else is around 34, 36%. Now, when he said that 32% of the voting public voted for Donald Trump, I suppose it kind of like, you know, it rings true, doesn't it? But it does make me wonder, what is going through these people's heads to believe this stuff? And when I follow these, you know, these YouTube not channels so much, but the live streams, because I like to do a bit of trolling. It is fun. That is fun. When you see these people. There's me, another one on there called Susan HP. She was also going on about the tariffs because this guy's completely and utterly screwed on. He hasn't got a clue. This person here also says, Jewel Gigi says, President Trump knows what he's doing. Have faith. Oh dear, it's just ridiculous.
The Nike, you know, those are like rich people sneakers, right? Brooks, go buy a pair of Brooks. They're fucking $200.
He's wearing O'Neill glasses.
Go buy a pair of Hooker, right? Go buy Hookers. They're $200 a fucking pair of sneakers. It's not corporate greed. It's not corporate. Listen, those people, the corporations there to make money. They're not there to help you. They're there to make money. They're there to make a profit. It's not corporate.
He doesn't understand about shareholding.
No, greed is when foreign companies don't want to pay import taxes. So basically, what you want to say is
they don't pay the import taxes.
They don't want to pay rent. They don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay fucking. They want you. They want our government to pay for their import fees. How about that? To pay for the shipping of all their goods here. Why don't we do that? Why don't we pay for all the shipping from China, from Europe, from Mexico?
You do, and you're meant to because you're the importer.
Why don't we go that far?
God's sake! Like if I
So whose fault is?
So if I want to order something, like say for instance from the United States, okay, on eBay, on the bottom there's all about the tariffs, import duties and stuff. I have to pay it. I have to, and I've also got to pay the postage. I've effectively become the importer because I've purchased something abroad. It becomes a business to customer model. It's not already here, so it hasn't been imported. I've done the importing as an individual. Of course I pay the tariffs. Oh dear.
We're in China. What is that? What kind of point are you making? Whose fault is that?
I'd say his clothes are made in China.
Well, at one time, the United States was the fashion capital of the world. Everything was made in America. In Times Square, in Manhattan, all over the country.
Oh, what am I right now?
It all went to China. Even printing. All the printing went to China.
That's me.
We can't have fair opportunity because we have the government.
I thought you were a patriot.
We have OSHA. We have all these bureaucracies regulating,
I feel the dragon.
Companies, but yet China can get away with whatever the fuck they want. They don't have that. They don't have that there. They don't have.
Don't forget big little like button.
They could in China. They're laughing at you. They don't give a shit. They just want to work. They don't have the EPA there. They don't pay the Paris. You think China gives the Paris Court Agreement $4 or $5 billion a year? Try to tell the United Nations, get the fuck out of here. We're not paying for that. But
that's not how it works. The man's an idiot. It's a tariff on imports. And China ends up, it just pushes the prices up. That's all it does. The idea is balancing the end cost. So the competition's fair, so we don't. Look what's happening with BYD and how it's affecting Tesla as well as Elon Musk, and the fact that he did the old Nazi salute that he did, pissed everybody off, and everyone's boycotting Tesla. They are Tesla. My God, they're having to. They're taking over car parks all over the place. They've got so much surplus stock of Tesla and returns where people have no, they can't sell them. They can't sell the vehicles that have been either sent back or traded in. They can't get rid of them. No one wants them. No one wants to be associated with them. That's just. And I see quite a few Teslas around here still, It's mad. These people are nuts. Canadians visiting Scotland have always been advised to wear a maple leaf so we could distinguish them from the Americans. A good system. Yes, it's a good idea. The thing is, though, so I've been told, Canadians, well, not been told, because but Canadians do have a different accent as well. They might speak French, even. We're happy with Carney. Carney's confidence is infectious. I've mentioned this before. I do apologise if you heard me say this before. But one of the things I love about Carney is like, here is the problem, and this is what we're going to do. So he lets you know, he gives you an idea that they've got it in hand. He's got, we have got a plan. Not just telling you this, that, and the other, and expecting you just to believe in them. Just got to believe. Just have faith. He tells you there is a plan, and this is what we're going to do. Like, for instance, what he's he had little ad went out, didn't he? He's saying all the museums now going to be free during the summer, what have you, for the kids and stuff. Brilliant idea. Help educate the children, give them something to do. So I think that's what I saw earlier. So he's a good. The other thing is he's got young children, or he's got kids and that. They're not young now, but he's a family man, isn't he? He's a good guy. I don't think there's any malice in us. I think that's the thing about Mark Carney. There's nothing nasty about him. I think he's generally a pretty decent guy, and I'd say the same about, like I said, about Andy Haldane and those sort of people, I know they're banking type people and that, and they get a lot of bad press, but they're logical. They're logical people. And that's what you need. You need logic. None of this kind of madness where you just try and bluff people or try to trick them or trap them into making a decision and change their bloody mind like you've done with the United Kingdom and the steel tariffs. These crazy flipping deal that we got, and he's just Donald Trump's backtracking on it already. Crazy. It's just nobody knows where they are. You can't deal with Donald Trump. There is no deal to be had. I can hear my missus. She's coming to tell me you've got to walk the dogs. Hey, in dark, is it? Is it where I suppose it is? Is it cool down enough for the dogs, you think? Oh. How are you, darling? Say hello. I'll come with you. What way are we going? I could take the phone with me.
We could do. Just pick it up and take it with you then.
I could do.
Do you want me to take that cold coffee?
I think actually what I'll do is I'm actually melting in here. It's getting really warm in here now.
That's not. It's freezing.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
sweating.
It's freezing in here.
Look at my face. I've got a wet face.
That's the coldest place in the house.
It's the coolest place.
And the coldest.
In this little insulated stone room.
We'll bring them with you.
I could do, but I think I'll just chop out, wouldn't it? I think I'll just chop out.
Why?
How do I feel about Canada breaking up? Breaking up with what? With the United States, or actually just breaking up into states? What about Canada and I'll be there done, and California? That would be funny. I hope Carney does well, but Stephen Harper had a degree in economics as well, and I don't miss Harper. Yeah, I think it's down to his personality though as well, and you got to think that. I think, yeah, but Mark Carney's been in. He's seen it firsthand. He was our Bank of England governor in the United Kingdom, and he did really well for us. We would have been in such a shit place if it wasn't for him. We're in a shit place anyway, but we'd be in a worse shit place. We'd been in a shittier place, that we would. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Hey, fam. Hello, Mike. They both breathed oxygen too. Oh, so what? They're not the same person. No, well, they're not. No, Mark Carney is just... He's a different breed. He's a different breed. I think he's got no manners. And... Go, Trump. The man's unhinged. But Trump is definitely unhinged. Go straight to jail. Donald Trump should be in jail anyway. For Christ's sake, Donald Trump worships those who are also our felon. Like Connor, the Irish boxer. Christ's sake, he get in the bloody White House. He's an adjudicated rapist as well. You know, these are all the people that Donald Trump loves. He loves all the poorly educated and the criminals. You know, that's just that's the man who he is. It's just not sincere, is it? It really is not sincere. You ever take a poll? Nobody has. Take what kind of poll? Want a poll on here? Bro's repeating CNN bullshit and thinks he's educated. Oh my god, here we go. I've got to do it, by the way, have you? No, he's European, so he's actually educated. I like that. Mark's his biggest fan. Yeah. I've got a degree, so, yeah. I've had the whole thing in my head. In fact, I can prove it. Oh dear, I'm going to embarrass myself. About to embarrass. I think it's in here, actually. Or was it in here? Oh. Do a laugh. Yeah, it's protected. I need to make it a frame. Because the frame broke in transit. I've got to get it. It's me. Oh, what a sexy beast. Oh, dear. Oh, anyway, I'm going to have to love you and leave you because I've got to walk the dogs and I'll get in trouble. And so I'd like to love everybody. And thanks for joining us here. Much appreciate it. Hello, Gingers. I'm about to go. Got to go walk the doggies. A degree in women's studies and no woman. I got a woman. I've got 6 kids. I've been married for 32 or 33 years. I just had my flipping anniversary on the 16th. We've been together about 35 odd years, so I'm an unbeliever. I either know or do not know. I've lived over 60 odd years, free of religion and the blinders of belief. That's common sense is what we need. A bit of common sense. Unfortunately, it's no longer common. So yeah, I'm not a religious person, as you probably have worked out. Canada isn't breaking up. It's only breaking up in the United States. Yeah, of course. Be right back, says Mike James. Well, I'm off. I might come back again and we'll see how I get on. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching and thanks for the super chats and that. Much appreciated. And yes, it is getting dark. My dear wife is right. I better go. Toodaloo! Don't forget to boop the old like button. Boop boop. Just be kind to each other. Obviously, unless it's MAGA. Or they put potato in the exhaust pipe.